Kamo ato me ma atiefo nyina ha makwa baba TV SYZ ana fe Power FM so ewiabre so nsema akoso mangane mu ebi anasemfo asem krogen aboabo no ye baba kenkan de amamu na menka mu se Kasiebo e de bremu no radio stations ahodo bebre na no ekutem de dendin amangane mu na ese eye wempan sampan wind FM e wo pusiga saso na Water Power ho Global FM ho Sharp FM eso e watakra den Suma FM ewo Nkrankwanta Boom FM ewo Jazz Kanjinyame ewo Sampa nananum ewo Hafugoso West End Radio ewo Lembele High Radio ewo Bechem Saso na KFM ewo Kpazangligi FM ewo Bole Visi Radio ni TV dinkwa ofin ana fe Loud Silence Television enso ekutem de denden enwechi information centers ahuru bebre so ekutemu bi na Ghana de hia wa mo no ne betie Kasiebo bia na ese eye Radio SM online Saso na State FM of Virginia USA tune in Power 979 Dance Radio ewo Italy Adam Papa ewo Paris G Live ewo UK OPD ewo UK ana fe my syzonline.com kwasie no ebi betwa egu ewo ho na tese eye adehye wa mono ne bebia so enya kasie bi eso atie awia brain sama yade ebrem no nia edimo akote no ebi ane se owura Azek Adongo ade nsem bi atudwa na okirem se Ghana amembu ankoyi a ewo se mpanyimfo hwe ezo nsem bibia na yade ahye Russia ana fe aye Ukraine toko akoso no covered ena hu amane ewo sansem no so ehu
aban se ne ntotoye efa o man sikasem ehu no ejira na so pa Ghana yegusu a ye ba ye ewo sikasem mu
sanso ana Kasiebo no yade mbeko aye tamale na NDC ameko dwumadie kasia ekoso ewo ho no yade mu nsem so abremo
na pani bakwa wabi ye pa no ye mrahye bedwani etese my pani akufu ado ne Dr. Baumia o my Ghana yesika sem ene ye ka ye de no wa ya ma akoduru ohanchemu aduonum aduowotwe ennan
sanso ana owura Patrick Buama edia tudwa se one district one factory ese na nadu na ban so maye no oti anya hwe kura nwuma be 170,000 and ese edia bre adehia ewo Ghana meyimo
Electoral Commission na man board kwoto adwa fa nipa dodo a ewo abato enhuma emu no NDC amayeko ne sida bi nyesa
sanso ana owura akogan ade atudwa esre Ghana for set titiru adehia ewo tamale emboa na se omoto aba no ema NDC amyoko ni bi na se mpuntio pa na ebekoso ewo oman no emu
ensem ne bika na mobete wo Kasiebo emu enyumako bi boye tidoma yemfa seda ema Solak Natural Clinic se ota yechi wo se wo yade eye kidney ana se liver ho nsem wo de wahwehwa wo ne ma wo mo de bibidro na sayade eti wo de beka wo amane wo hwehwa wo nsaka wo mo akra ha kokomeme obe Harvard Senior High School Dr. Solomon Apiakubi Dr. Ayene wo mo eka wo nyina wo mo ebe show e wo Solak Natural Clinic ya from e wo 0553 932 631 0553 932 631 X Natural Mineral Water esu yensu papa esu a Food and Drugs Authority agi atumu se eye wo mo stamp etimu so wo ye dwumade bi e de domoba X Natural Mineral Water na ode besomo ahofo sanso ena wono wabusua mapomudi mu nsemti eya no munsu papa eye X Natural Mineral Water wudu ba bi eto so bi atitu Melcom shop bi mu a ebi wo ho ne doduo mu no eya afre number 0596273546 0596273546 and 0596273547 Evie Kasiebo mokote beka for yade adwane yade so mo eyeme be po so hima nana ya foriwa amanfo komai agudie papa bi ladies dembo senafe
akuya krantama efe yabaje bre na Kasia no eye nsema ewo munyina nso no yade no nso ede abramo ewo eye Kasiebo emu bomodin ase Kasie no obetie bi ewo Facebook eye Power 979 sanso na Facebook krona no eye TV SYZ Ghana na fe YouTube obetimi ahweyen ewo eye TV SYZ Broadcasting nsem nyinara enamofo adwenkyere bra na fe yenkenkan na yemfa emawo
Yesha seminase asofo abedechel anasa woye sofo wo man paniata ye ehwe sikasem eso abro sasave ene wakasa aban hihye ye odi gu akwemu fo man ye sikasem eho no eyade agina ne naso ni nyina daadi ewo afia komasika ye de ma aban se wonfa ma oman eho bra ne pense mu a so for shit kasem to yeso de kwato edwa e wo mrahye bedwom ene wo se enka Ghana ye de tumu se na ye wo ha mu kakra wo sikasem ehwe nei wo mo etoto niema ama niema ejina yie e wo ye sikasem emu a enche kura afin ko na be ye de na ese bibia ededa na akwan emu o se wo hwe IMF enhyehyɛ ya ban de ne ho ekohye mu se Ghana ye betumi agina yie sikasem mu a egusu a ekonanim wone ensetwefo etwetwe enkomo na empo mrahye bedwom enso na womo ebobo media budget review no ehon no na wode ensemi etu edwa.
Mr. Speaker, come 2024, the first quarter of 2024, growth is moving around 4.7, and this is way higher than what we saw in 2023, same year, which is around 3.1%. Mr. Speaker, the most exciting thing about this growth rate is the fact that it is industry that is driving this growth rate. Industry went up by 6.8%, followed by agri of 4.1%, and services 3.1%. So, Mr. Speaker, clearly tells you that the economy is on the path of recovery, and we are happy with the policies that we have put in place to make sure the economy gets back on track. An update on the IMF program, Mr. Speaker, clearly, let me put it on record that we never derailed the IMF program prior to 2022. We were on track and we completed fully the IMF program prior to 2020, Mr. Speaker. And again, currently, the IMF program that we are currently on, clearly, everything points to the fact that we are on track. We just received a third tranche of $360 million, bringing the total disbursement to $1.56 billion. Mr. Speaker, we went through a successful review somewhere in April, and then on June 28th, the approval came for the third tranche to be released. Mr. Speaker, we look forward to a very successful review again come end of September and October. And so, Mr. Speaker, we are on track. We have not derailed with the IMF program. Unlike our friends who we saw derail the IMF program that cost so much to the nation way back in 2016. That is not what we are doing. We are bent on we are bent on staying within the limits that have been approved for us, and we are bent on agreeing and living within the targets that we have set for ourselves under the IMF program.
Eti wen suafo a wo hwe sikasem ne ntotoye so e wo man pane atena ye abron sa 7 ene yete ne nka no
ya besan akọ aya embrahye badwafie na mom yembo hwi na yanko aya tamale na se NDC amekuo no dwumadie kasia ekoso se aya campaign launch no yanko na yanhwe de na se de adehia watamale no esom dedenden afa Emmanuel Owusu ewa homa ne so yene ne ntwenkomo ewa de ekoso ewa tamale no eho yima sawtemenka awie boyemu ade na ekoso ewo aya tamale
minya ba adom bibia ye boko wa na me nyina ni se obeti ade anka ejuane be gina so dendren de be se no ejuane ye boko a ahye wiambo ahye wiambo ahye nsu beto ahye nsu nto intino bibia faso aboko be na be me short video na mo nsa aka ne ye grand sa video no bedura na nipa dodo na kimi aba ha even preparation na event for bedroom mo shesha mo stand no bibia ekosie wa no kama and when am afodi command o mo se ni ma miensa na o mo ba begina so bi ato aba ne de biso mu pe ma ne biso mo hwese o mo fika sam bibia betimi bibia betina ko ye dia ma mo menya minya badu a bisa edie na be hwe ma de sie na de ba no hu apese 10% ojina so na no to sambenim ma me na da pome me discuss me mo akaba ta power for the TVS right at in every na really best in your shot open yawa
sir yeah organize because young kwanya tamal kwana ombe pie yesterday the whole northern region. Nti obi mo wo mo ba o mo ye hohoi. Nti ye na ye wo corona. Nti o mo ba ye na e be receive o mo. Na e tro bia bibia o be kwa humi. Ansa no ade aki. Nti na ye wa.
Okay, then we be so na say and preparation in Akuma on the 7th December. But dear na wo hwe ni mu regional so atwa ba.
So where's the nyami na mbeka? Where's the nyami na mbeka? The whole Ghana no muhu. Se abaje ebe 2 way 2024 way no. Sa abane ebe friend sa usitna mu na to abampa. Because se akoma di obi awo. Aja tikura. The over the problem or school fees won't mean ya. Almost free education, Quaram, almost read school about who catch almost means strong with the normal essay. And to say, there, or there and sure being him no yet or better. Yes, dear, yes, whom better. And no never on Raman, Mamma, and no never swam or bad, nay, who are prayer. Come.
Free education as well. Okay, another dance for say. Na nke sikana nka obekika dia ma wo sister bunu ni ogen no de ama say show botom je na na fast na fashe wodime o wo see education ni so nye another say wo che wosika
anka omo ye ne kura na etia anka ebetia na bibia koko na duma ko kama wontimi ndi sika ko two bank no omo titi agu we politan kono to say we sama minu Sisiria dapa kawanu kwao to say me wan kwara for me need do my year no do wan kwara me no discuss what in fie no mu dini nya funya and to say that there na ka say ye ndibio
okay
ye nia
me da say me sama sa nya
hello Ima
me ba be din komo na no say ni
hello na jesa ya na musini aya Emmanuel Owusu ana se mote ne nkama ne bo ne yakoso ewo aye tamale andi samyoku no campaign launch no ana jesa aye mote no na yetoaso yada so ewo aye imrahye bedwefie na ye imrahye bedwefie dia na se aye media budget review ati se imrahye bedwafo no ekotena ase na omokyerɛkyerɛ madwene ewo ho no eno so ananam ana jesa ranking member ba ko no so finance committee ewo imrahye bedwafie oka ho ebi Owura Isaac Adongo ade atudwa na wakyerem se ese nega na ko bebia free senior anya free senior na ese Ukraine ne Russia ntokwa ne covid na ese de ohaw abrega na okyerem se membo ebasabase bibia na ese MPP se covid ho nsensem eno no so munjai na omunya adwumaden embo asebe na Ghana ebetimi akonkan sema ode tudwa ewo mbrahye bedwefi omro kyerɛ na adwene ewo media budget review ho no ebi eni.
In 2019, this government has been at pains to explain that it is because of COVID-19, that is why we're in this situation that we find ourselves. But the Bank of Ghana issued a statement indicating that as at the time that we exited the program in May 2019, the government of Ghana 5 months later was struggling with major concerns within the fiscal environment. The Bank of Ghana, in the monetary policy statement of September 2019, made it very clear that the governor was very concerned with our fiscal situation and that we are likely to end the year in 2019 with huge fiscal deficit. So, Mr. Speaker, it is not true that the problems are attributable to COVID-19. And again, when the Minister of Finance appeared before this House, when we looked at the matters that affected us during the approval of COVID-19, the Central Bank agreed that we approved only 10 billion Ghana cedis. In the midst of all the hue and cry, the Governor of the Central Bank issued a statement to clarify why we were in that mess. And in that statement, I have it in my hand. Nowhere did the governor mention COVID-19 or Russia-Ukraine war as the basis for where we were. that even in the period that we find ourselves, where a lot of our youth are unemployed, you begin to see a government in power actually preying on the vulnerability of our unemployed youth. You move unemployment from 8% to 14%, and all you can tell the unemployed youth who are looking up to you to tell them how you create a job for them.
Na we ayansama owura Isaac Adongo aditudwa wambra no kire na dwene ewo eye budget review dwumade no eho ewo mbra hye bedwafie
na yeto nsam no so ewo ensafofo emu pani ya wotumai panifo apomode ho nsam emu eye Dr. Nsia Same nene wacho se yehwa Zipline Ghana womo edwuma ya womo babedi ye ewo yemanyi emu a na ese womo edi dwuma so no pa womo na chese womo edi drones ene namo a womo edi enuro ema na Dr. Anthony Nsia Same echese enfie numunie ya yedi se dwumade she womo sa na se womo she dwumade ase no echese womo aboa eba na ehumasuo mu afakora drones aboa wo ho sanso ena se ye emoa anase mpo apomudi emu no yebo amanfo no ene nyina Zipline Ghana womo edwumade boa ye ebo ho wo se covid branimu mpo echese womo etumi ede vaccines anase nro ya yede soso ebo ye ho ban free covid-19 ehwo no mako pepem aduonunum 25 million ena emaye afe eba no enwuma a womo ebo ma amanfo a echese eye mako ahanu nipa ahanu womo tumi nya edwuma eye wo sabre no emu a enmu dodo na eye ema eti wakase yehwa Zipline womo dwuma a womo didi a ekwanimu yie pa enfie num ni a womo ehye dwumadi no ase no eho amanebo ene de edomo enimu bio ewo afi emu no wo pa ho ntoma na ode nsam itudwa
ohwe ewiase memu nyina fact Rwanda na ehase I say Rwanda almost 2 distribution centers ena Ghana yekusua yekoye ne yekohwe de omo ye hono you say Ghana ena ye de kese pa e wonsia ye de mieneka wana ye wotwe esa akoko Africa mantem ko ebi Cote d'Ivoire Nigeria any other countries in yebi yen Ghana for no ya fa wo mo ano e de adwuma so ba Ghana 5 centers no wo mo ka kire mo se be nipa be 200 e mo fa wo mo enye adwuma nkiti o it is Zipline de name pina ba Ghana we apomudene ama apomudene etimi ko ba bia o se ku bia ama obi anka oni bia ontimi ma Kasiebo emepe ndonto won fa nko o fa blood korafia akomampo a chese wono aba o the taxi beba waiting taxi no to obuja na guru no sade akọ e ka obo ho obi antimi nka but patient ni nya blood na sa ka e wo mu sa nyina no abanya fa ontua we eye pani otuma panefo ewo apomode ho Dr. Anthony Nsia Same ene yete ne nka asema okay we nyina ye hu ehun susaso drones me pacho hu se drone ede adura na asemo de abrewo eya munya isaw na owura me bel setre wono na Zipline Ghana wo modwumadi nyina wodi anim wo mpotam a wo mo edi sa adwuma na wakaso wo mo aye adwuma
na yehwe in terms of vaccine delivery ayeba ye yaboa pa se de be ya vaccine ebeko miamia titru rural areas baby a nkro nketwa na ewowo echinim se yaboa ma vaccine no is just a call away se vaccine one say obefa ne phone no afre Zipline or warehemu se Zipline de vaccine no ebesoma drone no we bi sima obo ni atia na chese vaccine no aba ona bobo ano na omo etimi de asom omanfo enti eba no 5 years ye impact a vaccine no de Ghana coverage no CCR no yetimi increase no by 54% enti vaccine deliveries ne de aboye homodin ewo Ghana ha sei
eti we eye penia Zipline edwuma ya womo edie wodi enimo empotem ho na womo echechramafo hiahia se drones adi nuro ne moja eba no womo ebesom aboa mapomudi ho nsem akonka over ye mebelot etc.
ensam no so na se MPP aban adaso anam ne mra hyebedwafo so na se kuo ne mba eto mfuturo de denden agu eye Ghana de hye ni ensam no bi ane se dwamtira ni ema eye mra hyebedwafie committee a ehwe sikasam so osan so ye mra hyebedwani ema adehya ewo okan kwei eye central ura Patrick Boama ade nsem bi atuga kirem de se wo hwe padia na se eye MPP aban abɔ adwuma je se esu bi emba da kwame nkroma kora anya bi amomi esane se nenu omomode aboa ma se ndwuma ma biebie no enya asem kuma na te se anya hwekura enwuma no beye 170,000 na one district one factory no ese ebaye no ama Ghana mbebu enya adwuma ye na esimodi tudwa no ebi enie.
The 1D1F program has created over 170,000 jobs in this country. And it is true, Mr. Speaker. Over 142 companies are working. And you know the importance of industry. That is why you must support the government in that project. I haven't seen any of you condemn that project, Mr. Speaker. 1D1F has created over 170,000 jobs in this country. Go around the factories and see them. They are dotted around the country. And it's for you to go and have a look. Ask your trade committee. They've been going around to visit them. And we intend to add more and more of the factories to create jobs for the people. The one.
Na we ayansema owura Patrick Boama editudwa.
Na yegusuwa mrashebedwomu no esunafo south mrashebedwani onabo Erikopoku na wono so ede na dwenkyere eto edwa ewo media budget review no eho ene wo che se eka ne Ghana yede amene yenya yeka apeja edru 742 billion Ghana cedis no eye man pani okufo ado ne Dr. Baumia wo enhwehwe bone na de edru ha wo se mu ohanchemu aduwotwe 9 84% eye wo ya wamudi gu akwemu amwa Ghana beye mfie nsu enie ena ede yedu baabi ayadri sa say wamutumi bobosia bobo de oni hode wodi sika nsu ana wadi bi fru ye a plane edware wo wiem na wodi ebi nso eso na konwa edenam na one se wabroni mu eje o mani chilling president eteno ena de yedu baabi ayadri.
Mr. Speaker, within the last 7 years, this government has increased our debt stock by a whopping 622 billion dollars. Mr. Speaker, what it means is that Namadu Baumia government has created 84% of our total debt stock. And all the presidents, from Dr. Kwame Nkrumah to John Dramani Mahama, in 60 years, created 16% of our debt. Mr. Speaker, the uncontrollable borrowing of this government pushed Ghana into a morass. Ghana became over-leveraged. We were unable to pay our debts, unable to even pay statutory funds. And Mr. Speaker, we have no option than to go to IMF again. After declaring to this nation that they are not short-sighted people and they will never go to IMF. Mr. Speaker, food inflation. Don't mind you. As we speak, the World Bank has issued a report. And Ghana is listed 6th among 10 countries with the highest food inflation in Africa. Mr. Speaker, there is a relationship between food prices and poverty. And according to World Bank, that relationship is positive. So whenever food prices are going up, the number of people in poverty level, the poverty zone increases. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's food inflation, we recorded the highest food inflation in January 2023, highest in the history of our country, and the lowest ever was recorded in July 2014 under John Mahama. This is the Ghana Statistical Service. Mr. Speaker, as we speak now, food inflation is hovering around 23-24%.
And any the boy at the power says or the planting for food and jobs about so you're not seeing. Yen to me and trade Diani or Omemu. As now for South Mashabe Janiana boy Erikopoku and yet and debate Dr. Baumia Wolf Channel. honorable Eriko Poku or the Wachibeka from Ayabra. So per debate. Bra, now or no any side debate, no. Say planted for food and jobs and saying to me, Antonian. Hey, now honorable to say there about the Naifitao. Yo, baby, I do our Kasiebo me ya die want to cover say about the arcade better.
I am Chinese Dr. Wei. You are welcome to Roma Traditional Chinese Clinic.
Yes, I am Makwabe Bium Adamasa Muchania Kofa Wafon Krato, Yamoshi, Nane Aya Openoya Kasamafo Botne, Emma Aya NDC Amukono, Edin Sembi Atuja na Wasragana for Netamalifornia, said Yahese Aya Afi Abatono, Yabetu Abano Amendi, Sanse, two Aban Mendi, Sebeboa, Nefese Aya Impuntu Juma, Sefatano, Yansa Etimia Cansemino, as Ura Akugana, or no Aya Deputy Director, Emma Communication, and we
must quickly follow up with our campaign. So we decided to choose a region where, His Excellency will start his campaign. And the best place is to look at one of your strongholds. Today, we can boldly say that out of the 16 regions, we can boldly say that we have 14 of them as one is one of our strongholds. 14 of them can be said to be our stronghold. Looking at the results that come, we are yet to break even with Eastern region, and we are yet to make a huge inroad in Ashanti region. We acknowledge those two places as the strongholds of the MPP. So obviously, it didn't come in as one of the places that we must lose our campaign. But when it happens, there must be testimonies of their involvement, and they also want to set a standard here that next 4 years, next 8 years, wherever the campaign launch will go, they will be comparing it to Tamale.
Na we aya nsema owura aya akogan ade tujwa
mekanfo Roman Rage Chinese clinic edi amawo eye stroke anasa akomayade diabetes wachinka saye ya wo liver anasa wo kidney ena wenye hawo ewo mu akoma kache womo ebeboa ode bibiduro ena eka wo China fo no na womo ene Indian High Commission ataye no ena edi hwani mu ewo Roman Rage akraha eya afre womo wo 0546 450 672 0546 and 0556121864. Yeah, do my free Monday kosi Friday 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday kosi Sunday 8 a.m. kosi 2 p.m. Shannon Susana afe mensa kano nyame ya duma 2nd August ya beto draw no woto baako bia 10 cedis star 274 star 10 hash star 274 star 10 hash bomodia sem wubetwabi na wadi wudi so dia na to say 5,000 Ghana cedis yema 5,000 beside the 5,000 to Kolebu dialysis unit XYZ Foundation Osu Children's Home ye de bi alcohol nti ye na samai ye de nsam ni nyina asi aseda enko ema news team no enyina na ewie mokote beka fo amote yenka eyeme be po so hema nana ya 41 amanfo kwa mai agudie papa bi ladies dembo senafe
akuya korantema
yadamu nyina se amamoniti agudie mu nsam to ase